All right. I think we're ready for a lunchtime stream. Hey, what's up, Suhas? Nice to see you, man. Hello, Sir Bumble. Good to see you. Hope y'all are doing well. All right, I'm gonna make a cup of coffee real quick, and then we're gonna learn some RabbitMQ over lunch today. Let me go start the coffee camera. Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Healthy, wife's healthy, kids are doing good. They like their teachers at school. Yeah, life's good. No real complaints. Worked out, did some work. Now I'm gonna take a break from some work and do some coding for myself. Yeah, no real complaints. Been working on that boot.dev server S3. Nice. Yeah, it's good fun. Yeah, boot.dev. I mean, I know a lot of people use it for education. Like, and so far, I think all their courses are great, but there's some good entertainment value in there too. What's up, Arvin? How are you, man? Good to see you. Nice break of using AI. Yeah. Lucky for me, I kind of, at least there's no mandate as it stands at work right now. Where I work, it's still pretty much get your work done, and nobody is like dictating that we token max or anything, so that's good. Hey Justin, what's up? Yeah, we're gonna have an afternoon party. We're gonna have a lunchtime stream. Get me back to my roots. Yeah, it's fun. It's just fun. It's fun. I mean, sometimes it's difficult to come up with your own like challenges or your own projects and stuff. So sometimes it's fun to just be given kind of a set of requirements, you know, that are unique or different than what maybe you'd come up with, and try to work on them. So I think that's been fun with boot.dev. I'm definitely ready to be done with doing it though, but I set the goal of going to level 100. So I'm not going to give up until I get to level 100. Although I don't think I'm going to get to level 100 by just doing the courses. I think I'm going to have to grind some challenges, because I think I'm at level like 91 right now. And yeah, I'm at level 90, almost at level 91, but I only have one more course to go on my path, and it's the one we're starting today. So it looks like I'm going to have to grind some other stuff. Yeah, unfortunately. Maybe we can do the Kubernetes course. I'd kind of like to do that course. But we'll see. Just got off a meeting with procurement team at work, trying to build a tool for them, so I got some feedback. Nice. That's fun. It's always cool when you get to demo what you built. Demos, though, to me are always so anticlimactic, because like so much of the work and so much of the so much of the stuff that I find interesting about software engineering is below the surface. So when you demo what you built to other people, and they're like, "Oh, great, you built a, you built a form with some buttons and some fields and stuff," and you're like, "Yeah." But if you're in the know, it's kind of like watching a baseball game. Like, if you never played baseball before, you don't really understand all the subtlety and complexity of the game. And so from the outside in, from somebody who doesn't understand the game, they watch it and think it's boring. But if you play it and you understand like the nuance of first and third or different pitch counts, then it's actually a lot more interesting. All right, I'm gonna go start the coffee camera and then make a cup of coffee, and then we'll start. All our neighbors down the street are chewing cloves and spraying resistant sprays. It seems they want to go crazy. Are you talking? Is there more conflict in the Middle East? I guess I haven't been keeping up on it. Yeah, Sir Bumble, I do. Yep, I'm one of those blessed individuals who gets to work from home. So I do not take it for granted though, because I used to work in an onion factory, and yeah, working at home's much better. Yeah, it is goated. Work from home life is indeed goated. I'm sure. I mean, I probably have another. If everything goes well and everything stays the same, I have at least another 19 or so years of working before I can kind of make work optional. So I figure at some point my work from home life is going to come to an end. And when that happens, it's going to be a very sad day. But while I still get to do it, I soak it up, man.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Hey, Uncle Pee Wee, thanks for becoming a member, man. Or a sub, I guess, over on the Twitch, they call it. It's really confusing because followers, it's on Twitch, it's followers and then subscribers. And then on YouTube, it's subscribers and then members. It's kind of confusing. Keep them all straight. But thank you very much for subscribing. I will get you updated on the list. Rots Quicks. It's very kind of you. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. 6 months is a long time. It is longer than I deserve, so I appreciate you. Appreciate you doing that, man. Definitely not necessary though. I want to make sure you know that. Not necessary at all, but very much appreciated. Let's see, .net subscribers. And then give me 1 sec. I gotta disappear for a second to update the scrolling overlay. 1 sec. I'll be right back. It's gonna go black and then it's gonna come back. Okay, cool. I think it should be up to date now. All right, we'll wait for that water to boil, but while we're waiting, we can go ahead and get into make the most use of our lunchtime here. Let's see. We are starting with some RabbitMQ stuff. He's holding me hostage. If I don't subscribe, he doesn't let me see sunlight. That is not true. That is not true. You get sunlight on the weekends. Okay? Don't be lying to people about that. I've only ever used RabbitMQ once before in my life, so this should be an interesting course. Oops. Need to get my alt tab mode back in action. There you go. Allows me to touch grass on weekends. Yes. Yes, you get water every other day, sunlight on the weekends. Okay, I'm a very generous captor. Which is most like a point-to-point system? Blog article? Let's see. In point-to-point system, the sender is painfully aware of the receiver. For example, an HTTP request. Well, I guess I was thinking of a blog article like an HTTP request, but I guess I'm wrong. Maybe they're thinking an email? Okay. What is most like a pub subsystem? Physical letter, a phone call, a YouTube video, a text message. A YouTube video is kind of like that. Oh, we need to accept our quest. Oh, the water's done too. Which module is this? This is, we are doing the, what's the call name? I forget the name of the courses. We are doing Learn Pub Sub and Architecture. I finished the Docker one last night. I've kind of reached this point with boot.dev where I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to get to level 100. I want my coin and my letter, and I want to move on. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get this coffee. Oh no. Oh no. All right, the coffee has been acquired. Okay, here we go. Pub sub, RabbitMQ, lunchtime. Get your hot beverage. Get to work. Oh, I already started in the other tab. Okay, so assignment. While PubSub is an architecture that often refers to messages being sent between programs or sometimes even machines on the network, let's start with a simple PubSub system. It runs a single program. In Peril, users control enemies represented as a slice of pieces. Okay. When a piece moves to a location that contains a piece owned by another player, a battle occurs. When a player moves a move, we need to publish a message telling the game that a move has occurred. Read the do battles function. Note it's expecting messages to come in from the publish channel. Complete the march method. It should publish a move message to the publish channel. Okay. So where are we here? Complete the march. Where's the march method? Oh, it's up at the top. So we have our publish channel, we have our piece, and we have our user. We need to publish a move. So let's do move equals a move struct, user name is going to be, I guess, u dot something, u dot name, and then move, it's going to be piece, and we just pass the piece, I guess, like that. And then obviously we need to send it through the channel. So this is going to be like this. I can never remember. Success. Man, it took a long time to run, didn't it? Is that me or is that them? Should probably buy some armor too. Man, look how many gems I have. Is that normal for people to have so many gems when they play boot.dev? Because I feel like I have a ton of them. All right, then we have our subscriber. Let's further separate the subscribing logic from the distribution logic. Complete the do battles method on the user type. It takes a channel that receives move structs. It should return a slice of pieces that represents pieces in battle. For each message in the sub channel, compare the moving piece's location to the location of all the pieces the user controls. Find and list battles. If any two pieces are in the same location, a battle occurs. List the user's pieces in the battle in the order of the messages received. Don't worry about deduplication. Okay. So we should be able to do a for loop over this, right? So we can do for move range. And I guess we're going to probably need to collect some pieces. So we'll say results equals new. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. Okay. Now, what was the logic? For each message, compare the moving pieces. So there's going to be one piece, right? Piece equals move dot piece. This is our moving piece. To the location of all pieces the user controls. So how do I know what pieces they control? Oh, the user has a, okay. So this will be users pieces. Like that. If any two pieces are in the same location, a battle occurs. List the user's okay, so if or for piece for piece range over users pieces. If location name. So I guess we just need to compare the locations. So if the piece dot location equals the moving piece dot location. Then let's actually call this, let's rename this to pieces in battle. Pieces in battle. So this will be pieces in battle equals append pieces in battle and the piece. It's weird going back to writing code in their environment after being in the editor for so many days, because you're like missing all the IntelliSense and stuff. It's crazy how much you get used to that for feedback. In event-driven design, a service doesn't care about in an event-driven design, a service that doesn't care about an event ignores the event. In a non-event driven design, such a service is ignored by the publisher? That doesn't make sense. Is ignored. I don't feel like either of these make sense. Is ignored by the publisher. A service that doesn't care about an event. Huh. That one didn't make sense to me. In non-event driven design, such a service is ignored by the publisher. Oh, in a non-event driven. Okay, that does make sense. All right, now we're going to our local dev environment. Let's get Rabbit installed locally. For simplicity, we're going to use Docker. If you're brand new to Docker, you might want to check out our Docker course. We've already done their Docker course, so we're good to go. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. So that is going to run it in interactive mode. I don't know what RM does. We're going to map the ports. We're going to pull that image. And then I guess we'll need to submit our lesson with it running. Deprecated features, management, metrics collection. Huh. Success. Alternative brokers. We're using RabbitMQ in this course because it's popular in the industry. It's open source. It can run locally without much hassle, and I've used it for years. Wonderful. I've always heard good things about RabbitMQ. Like I said, I've only used it once before. I've never used Apache Kafka. I've never used SQS. I've never used Google Cloud Pub/Sub. Haven't used NATS. Which cannot be run locally? Probably Amazon SQS, if I had to guess. Rabbit is written in what? Rabbit is written in Erlang, and Kafka is written in Java. Hey, what's up, D? Nice to see you. Thanks for stopping by the stream, man. Appreciate you. Hoping you're having yourself a good day. I don't know anything from AWS which can be run locally. Yeah, I don't either. I know there has been some work though to do like local emulation. I think there's some things out there because I think the same issue has been worked on in the Azure world too. So it looks like there's probably some stuff. I'm not sure how much of it can be faked locally, but that is one of the downsides about using those cloud services, right? Is your local dev environment becomes a little bit more dependent on a connection to the internet. All right, let's scaffold the Peril project. Fork, then clone the starter code from GitHub. We can do that. Let's fork it. What are we calling this? Peril. And let's go ahead and grab the code. We'll use the GitHub CLI. And we should go ahead and just kill this guy. Kill. Oh my god.
D956 is telling you to drink some coffee.
Thank you, D. Oh, you made it over to Twitch, huh? That is a coffee game, actually. I can put that away. We're done making coffee. I forgot it was up. My coffee setup's good. Yeah, it's not as ideal as I'd want it. I basically just brought down some of my stuff from upstairs to the basement, and we've got like a little, it's a dry bar area. I'm not really sure what the people who, because we rent this house, so I'm not really sure like whoever lived in this before us, what they used it for. It's, I don't know why anybody needs a wet bar or a dry bar in your basement. I guess if you're a big entertainer or something, but it's come in handy. I've kind of turned it into like one side of it. I've turned into like another kind of office place to work. And then the other side, I have my coffee station on it. So it works good for that. What's my work setup? So my desk setup here in my office is I have where I stream and I do work here sometimes, but most of the time I stream and I do my own personal work here at the desk. And then usually if I'm working, if I'm like working, I usually just sit in this comfy chair back here and work off my laptop. But for my desk, I use two 27-inch monitors, and they're nothing special. They're like cheap Samsung $100 monitors. And then I have one ultra wide monitor that sits right here below the camera. That's like a 32-inch ultra wide, and it's a nicer monitor. It was a couple $100. Honestly though, I feel like my ideal monitor setup would be like two stacked ultra wides. I think that would be the ideal setup. Like two, maybe like 32 or maybe 40-inch ultra wide monitors. I'd like to give that a go. Stuff's just expensive, you know? It's expensive. Okay, we need to switch into Perl. And then when we're here in Perl, we're going to do Docker run. And we're going to set this to... Well, actually, I don't know if they want us to run that yet, so... Never mind. Okay, the rabbit.sh script, a convenience for starting and stopping RabbitMQ with Docker. You can run rabbit.sh start, rabbit.sh stop, rabbit.sh log. Okay, I guess that answers the question there, what they want us to do.
We need to build a terminal animal type thing which can do the Macarena.
First of all, D, that's very kind of you. Completely unnecessary. I really appreciate that support. And also that sounds like a fun project. Yeah. I mean, basically anything that involves building something for the terminal sounds like a fun project. I just want to see what the script does. So it looks like it first checks to see if there's a running version of the container. If there's not, it starts it. Oh no, it looks to see if we've checked. I think it looks to see if we have the image. Or if there's an existing image there, right? So we've started a container. And if there is, then it just reuses that container. Otherwise, it creates a new one. And then we've just got different switch cases for the different commands. Okay. Pretty straightforward. We will happily leverage that. All right, now we need to install AMQP. So I think this is the library that we use to interact with our RabbitMQ server. So let's go ahead and install that guy. And then we have to do the thing where we import it. Do we not? Oh, yeah, it's probably in here. Server main.go. We'll just move this guy in here. Get rid of you. Sort them. Ah, no, don't do that. We're going to use you. Don't worry. Don't get rid of it just yet. I remember when I was starting to learn how to code with ALX. I don't know what that is. They made us run something which let us play Star Wars in the terminal. That's pretty cool. Man, doing anything in the terminal is cool. I don't know if you're in my Discord server, D, but one of my Discord members, he was playing around with rendering his webcam to the terminal. I mean, I think part of it was kind of vibed. I think he does a lot of vibe coding, but it was still kind of fun to see. Where is it? Projects. Maybe it's encoding. He got it to work pretty good. Yeah, here you go. I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? I mean, that's it. You can see it's in his terminal. That's pretty crazy. Fun little project. I do have a Discord. Yeah, you can do !Discord in the chat, or you can just go to discord.stephenfreeborn.com and that'll take you to the invite code. Hey, Gun Eyes. Thanks for being a member, man. Appreciate you. Thank you for stopping by the stream. Okay, so we are going to create a connection. Okay, so our connection string. Oh, yep, sorry. I do have the application still on there. You are approved, sir. We have the application there, kind of the same reason why I do members only or subscriber only chat, is just to keep try to keep the riffraff out of there. You know, a lot of the trolls on the internet are fairly lazy, so any amount of friction tends to kind of keep them moving it along. I guess I have reached the not a troll. I like it. Yeah. I mean, we've still had issues. We've definitely had people that have made it into the server and have caused issues, but for the most part, it seems to generally keep things in check. Nerds. Yeah, you bunch of nerds. Yeah, I'm in there quite a bit. Yep. I try to be... I'm just a normal guy, you know? Like, I'm not anything special. I just try to interact with people on the internet the same way I interact with them in real life. You know, if you're weird online, I'm going to call you weird. If you're weird in person, I'm going to call you weird. You know what I mean? So I'm in there quite a bit. I never understood the whole, like, two different personalities and, like, yeah, or like having an online persona and an offline. I just never understood it. Hey, what's up? I'm just JD. Nice username. Do you play games? I do like to play video games. I haven't been playing very much. Almost all my video game playing time has been allocated to doing boot.dev, which I kind of look at like playing a video game, but I know not everybody else looks at it that same way, but that's kind of how I've looked at it. And then if we'll say defer. Print a message to the console. That connection was successful. We can do that. Successfully connected to RabbitMQ. Like this. Wonderful. I liked Go, but having like half my code being generic error handling was annoying. Yes, the if error not nil thing. Yeah, I understand it. Like, I understand the whole like treating errors as values. I think, and honestly, you have to take these thoughts with the consideration that I don't work in Go professionally, nor have I done a deep exploration of all the community provided packages for making authoring Go code better or more enjoyable. But I like treating errors as values. I like that you're forced to consider the non-happy paths of your code. I just wish it was a little bit more ergonomic. You know, when you look at things with like the way that Rust handles treating errors as value, or how something like effect.ts does it. I just wish there was some better ergonomics than just doing like if error does not equal nil all over the place, right? And I'm sure there's libraries out there that probably offer those ergonomics. I just haven't made my way to them or don't know about them. So it's my ignorance. Okay, I'm gonna lift my kettlebell a few times. I recommend you do the same. Stand up, put your hands overhead. Do some squats. I don't have a kettlebell. You need to get yourself a kettlebell. What makes bells dumb? I don't know. 1,000 push-ups? Oh man. I don't think I could do 1,000 push-ups. It would, I mean, I could do 1,000 push-ups, but it would take a long time. I only believe he's doing it because of his shadow on the wall. I mean, I can lift on camera if you guys want me to. I know some people aren't here to watch somebody lift a kettlebell. I tie a resistance band through a 35 pound. Yeah, there you go. See, Justin is creative. I mean, a dumbbell works too, you know, or a plate weight. I just like kettlebells because they're pretty easy to keep just around and pretty versatile and useful. Lift on cam? Okay, fair enough. Or on the couch. A couch is handy to keep around. Okay, how do we wait for Control C?
Lift on cam.
We can most definitely do that. That's totally fine. I used to do, last year I did quite a few workout streams where I just kind of streamed while I worked out. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm looking for Gator. It's not, we're not gonna turn it into a workout stream, I promise. The fuck? That made me laugh. Okay, so we have to do graceful shutdown. Looks like this. Go funk. I always make you laugh. Handsome boy, you call me a handsome boy? Now things are just getting a little weird, man. Now things are just getting a little weird. So what we should do is we should actually move all this stuff in here. Give us your best stank face. I don't even know what that is. I'm a vibe coder. If I have AI write my commit messages. Am I a vibe coder if I have AI? No, I mean the whole vibe coder, agentic coding tradition, you know what I mean? I think a lot of that language is just, it's just there to incite debate and disagreement and rage, you know? I think AI is a tool. You should use it how you want to use it, right? Like however you want to integrate that into your workflow, man, go for it. You know, have it help you write commits, have it help you write your code, like however best serves you, right? A obviously I have my opinions and my preferences, but I'm just a random dude in Kansas, you know? I'm just a 33-year-old dad in Kansas who's trying to work his way to retirement. So my opinions and preferences are no better than anybody else's. All right, so we're gonna do this where we have a SIG channel. And we're gonna do signal.notify. And we are specifically wanting to listen for sig int. AI is just another site generator. Yeah, I mean, when you look at it like a tool, I think it becomes a lot less polarizing, and you can sort of remove a lot of the theology and dogma around it and just say, hey, we have this technology, generative AI. How do you want to put it to work for you? Like, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? And then you can figure out how it fits into everything, you know? I feel like there's just so much conversation that's just AI for AI's sake, you know? Which is a thing if you're the people developing the tools, but like if you're a user of the tools, then it's not really that helpful. Those game demos from AI look crazy, though, not gonna lie. I mean, I guess they look crazy if you're just appreciating the fact that something can generate it. Does it really look like a game you'd want to play, though? None of them look like games I would want to play. Like, they all, like, if a normal human developer published those games, like, would we all be like, yeah, let's play, you know what I mean? I don't think so. I think if you're somebody who knows what it takes to build a game, then you're impressed. But if you're a player of games, I don't think you're like, oh yeah, the next great game will be one-shotted by Claude. Yeah, TV shows. Yep. I mean, again, it's interesting and remarkable in its own right? But it does kind of feel like you're using AI just to show what AI can do, versus like, am I making something useful that other people and other humans actually find good and want to play? Exactly. So like what you just said, I'm just JD, is exactly why it's remarkable, right? But to me, that's kind of like, okay, great. It's, a lot of technologies are remarkable in and of themselves to technologists, but are they necessarily bringing value to people? That's the part that's like, I don't know. I don't know if I don't think it's as revolutionary as we all think it is. I think it's impressive in certain ways for certain things, but it's definitely not changing the world. Like when I go home and talk to my mom is not telling me all about how AI is making her life so much better. It's a social product, only does well if it's hyped. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I still think they haven't quite found their real world killer app. I guess the killer app for generative AI has really been coding, right? That's kind of the killer app. I don't think. Okay, I think this is fine for now. Let's just do this. Okay, let's try to run that and see what happens. Oh, we need to actually run rabbit chmod x rabbit.sh, and then we need to do rabbit.sh start. Okay, and then we'll do go run server main.go. There we go. Although I don't know why. Anywho, that's fine. That's good enough. So what does it want us to do now? It wants us to run the server. Did I complete this? Yes, I completed this. Sorry, I'm catching up on messages. It's actually the opposite. It has increased the enshittification of daily pricing support lines. Products that were human created are now AI forward, like Chegg. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I mean, if you've been here a while, you know I have very mixed feelings about AI. And I think the conversation around AI is a very nuanced one. Largely, though, people don't want you to have a nuanced conversation or feelings about it. They largely just want you to either support it wholeheartedly or be demonized for not supporting it wholeheartedly. Yeah, it's kind of a catch-22. When you try to iterate on something with AI, it quickly becomes slop. Yeah, it quickly becomes slop, and you quickly lose the necessary comprehension to steer it. If you're going to use AI, I think I would guess that most engineers who are leveraging AI the most productively are probably doing relatively small bits of work, right? Iteratively with it. Like, assuming you're doing like professional production grade software engineering. I understand people vibe code complete solutions and stuff for software that's, has a single user and doesn't really matter, but I would guess most engineers who are using it professionally in like mission critical contexts are probably using it more of like they're more using it like a code generation tool than they are probably using it like an agentic an agentic system. Yeah, using it as an aid, yeah. Yep. Yeah, I totally agree with you. It would actually be cool to see more. I know it's difficult because, companies and businesses and stuff, but it sure would be cool to see more like working engineers on big systems or legacy complex systems. It would be cool to see kind of how they use it, because I know a lot of people want to share like their agentic AI workflows around their greenfield applications or whatever, but it would be cool to see people who are using it like, in big complex things. Sorry, I had to respond to a message. Got distracted. Yeah, especially on a mature product. Yeah, that would be very cool. Changes on existing code bases under strict guidelines. I give it a pseudocode of what to do, rewrites the code. Yeah. Yeah, and I would guess that's how a lot of people, like, they're using it to speed up writing. Like, they're using natural language to tell the model to write the syntax that they already know how to write with their fingers, but they're going to have the model do it because it's faster that way, right? That's much more of like a code generation tool almost, right? In a lot of ways. Yeah, I don't know. But that doesn't get a lot of attention, right? People want to know. People, like, what gets a lot of attention is, like, Bun rewriting them, or the Bun team rewriting Bun, right? From Zig to Rust in a loop, essentially. That's what gets a lot of attention, which I guess there's a time and a place for that use of it, but I just don't think that's necessarily reflective of what most of the work that's being done with it looks like. I could be completely wrong. I'm completely going off vibes here, but it sure would be cool to see more examples of it. Problem with complexity in AI is that if you truly fully rely on AI to solve complexity, it will end up costing more than a human team or engineer. It's interesting because it does seem like when engineering teams tried to embrace, based on what I saw reported in the news, it seemed like when companies tried to really embrace AI fully, cost did become an issue, right? You saw like those headlines about, I think it was Uber that spent like their whole budget in half a year or something. Yeah. Personally, I still don't. Maybe if I one day can figure out how to make money from the code I write, it will make sense. But for me, it still doesn't make sense, I think, to pay money to generate code, assuming it's coming out of my own pocket, right? Money coming. If your company pays for your token usage and you can use those tokens in your free time on your own personal projects, I think that's, man, you're a lucky person. But I think if you have to pay $200 a month for your own Claude code bill, I don't see it personally. I'd much rather take that $200 and stick it in an index fund every month, and I'll just write the code by hand. And I'll have more fun doing it too. At least for me, it's more fun. This is a good article of a recent issue. After outages, Amazon to make senior engineers sign. Oh, I saw this. Yes, this was a little while ago, but I'm pretty sure they covered this on the Stand Up podcast, didn't they? I think I saw this. Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, you still need humans to be accountable for what they do. What? You mean I can't blame the agent? Yeah, and you won't turn your brain to mush, that's for sure. Claude said it was great. Claude told me it was a robust and comprehensive implementation. Time to go back to blaming the juniors. Yeah. That's so funny. Okay. AMQP is the protocol that RabbitMQ implements, which does not adhere to AMQP. Amazon SQS. Claude told me to quit my job, make AI slop to make more AI slop. Should I do it? I don't know. Claude reassures. I mean, if Claude says... oh man, I saw a funny... I won't make you guys watch the whole thing. I'll share the link to it. But I saw a funny video on X. I think Kent C. Dodds was the one who retweeted it. Whoops, that must be a different... He has 2 accounts? Why does he have 2 accounts? Huh. I think he retweeted it.
Did we just become best friends?
This. Let me share the link to this. Hey, who was that? Baskin Live. Thanks for the follow, man. I appreciate that. It's really... You'll have a good laugh. If you need a laugh, give this a watch. It's so funny. Obviously, it requires an X account, which I know for some people might not be a thing, so I understand, but it's very funny. My X feed is so bad. Dude, X... Oh, man. Don't even get me started. I have to take, like, months-long breaks from it where I just delete it off my phone because... Yeah, it's just... Oh, it's just... I mean, it's engagement. It's engagement-based, what it is. People are trying to get eyeballs and likes and reposts and... You know what I mean? There's a lot of people on here who are trying to make money off of content, so... It's very sensational. It's all hype, over the top, right? It's pretty rough. Yeah, never opened in the office yet. That's probably a safe. It's probably risky opening it on stream too. Okay, so it sounds like we have to create a special Docker file. And we're gonna dump this in here. So it looks like we're using the base RabbitMQ, but we're enabling something. What are we enabling? Stomp? What's Stomp? Stomp is designed for web application and is designed to be simple and easy to use. Okay. Build the image and name it RabbitMQ Stomp. Okay, we can do that. Make sure we write that out. Docker build -t RabbitMQ -stomp. It made me log into X after 3 years for that. Yeah, dude, it was really funny. I laughed out loud for a good 30 seconds over the 3 minutes of watching it. What makes it so funny is because if you've spent any time talking to the LLMs, you've literally experienced it like gassing you up like that, you know, like and it makes you a little bit, to me, or I guess it makes me feel a little afraid to think that there's a bunch of people out there in the world who have no existing knowledge about the stuff that they're talking to the LLM about, but the LLM is being so sycophantic back to them, like gassing them up that what they're saying is correct. And then my concern is that people are actually going out and like making life choices and decisions based on the thoughts that they've fed into these machines and gotten positive feedback from. And that to me just, it really weirds me out. Especially like having kids, you know, I'm thinking, God, what if my, 13 or 14 year old, or they could be, 20 something year old, and they're using these tools, and these tools are like distorting their perception of themselves, of reality, of their circumstances. Yeah, it's all very dystopian and Black Mirror, but it's the world we live in. Okay, then we gotta shut down the existing. We need rabbit.sh stop. Okay, take a look at the contents of RabbitSH. You should see the line that's used to run a new RabbitMQ container with Docker run. Copy that line into your terminal, but change it to the following. Use the image you just built. Expose the stomp port. Run the container. You should get a connection succeeded message if all is well. Okay. So we have Docker run here. And they're basically saying I need to do what differently here? Use the image you just built. Okay, I think... Oh, whoops, that's not the right... Man. Okay, so we're gonna rename this to RabbitMQ -stomp and expose the port 61613. Okay, so we need to add another -p 616-3. 616. Okay, and then run the container. The container name is already in use. Oh, so we need to do Docker ps Errol So these are all the stopped ones. Break time. Time to lift the kettlebell. Just wait until Neuralink is in everyone's head and you no longer have an inner voice. It's just AI. Oh, man. I mean, those technologies are impressive and cool, and I think wonderful things. But yeah, the dystopian downside of them kind of are scary. It's kind of scary. All right, we're going to do some bent over rows and some overhead presses. Someone just boosted our Discord server. That's cool.
Deadass working out? Oh, yeah. That boost was me, LOL.
Okay. Hello, Lisa 1RAM or Unram. Nice to see you around these parts. Dead ass working out. Thank you for the boost, Sir Bumble. Appreciate it. Need one more. What do boosts do? Oh, they give you different benefits like more emojis, better quality. Oh, they can increase your file upload size. That's cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. Yeah, that's really nice, man. Totally not necessary, but thank you very much for boosting the server. Texas speak is so bad. Yeah, it can be. It can be for sure.
I take offense to that as a TTS.
I personally like TTS a lot. Like in the streams that I hang out in, that's kind of one of my favorite parts of Texas Speech. Or that's one of my favorite parts of people's streams is Texas Speech. So that's why I really wanted to, when I figured out how to do it for my stream, I was really excited about it. Okay. Back to it. So where were we? We need to remove this guy. Docker rm. Then we need to run docker run. Nope, that's not the right
just
command.
Become best friends?
Hey, Psy TT Logs. Appreciate you subscribing, man. That's very kind of you. Not at all necessary, but very kind. I always forget to copy to my system clipboard. Okay. So we need to open up another port, which is going to be 61613. 61613, and then we're going to do rabbit MQ -stomp. Okay. And then it wants me to do this. Succeeded. Yes. All right. let's review our assignment together. Start RabbitMQ in the background with the provided script if it isn't already running. It is already running, although we really should update this, right? This should be -p 61613 61613 RabbitMQ-stop. Right, that was what the command we used. Yep. So now we should be able to say rabbit stop, rabbit start. Cool. Let's update our server to publish pause/resume messages to an exchange on a specific routing key. The server can then communicate with all the various players of the game to let them know when the game is paused or resumed. We will handle the queues and consumption of the messages later. Okay, after opening the RabbitMQ connection, create a channel using the .channel method. Create a new package, internal pub sub. This is where we'll put reusable code for interacting with the RabbitMQ. That way we can use it in both the server and client. Oh, hey Yanni, sorry I missed your message. It is a midday stream. We're taking a little bit of a long lunch today. We're gonna get the stream in, and then we're gonna go back to work. I was gonna stream this morning, but we had storms overnight, and so my family was sleeping in the basement. And I always feel bad when I stream early in the morning at 4 o'clock and they're sleeping downstairs because I feel like I'm gonna wake them up. So it's a thing. I might have to consider relocating my office upstairs so that way I don't have to worry about that. I might talk to my wife about that. We have extra bedrooms upstairs I could use as my office. All right, let's go over here. We will try to implement some of these changes. So after we're successfully connected, channel, and that returns an error and a channel. So AMQP channel error, and we'll do something like error does not equal nil. Unable to create RabbitMQ channel. And then we'll create a new internal package. We're going to call it pub sub. Do pub sub.go. And we need a publish JSON. This is the signature. Guessing we have to make the same import that we have in main.go. Okay, marshal the value to JSON bytes. Okay, so bytes air equals JSON dot marshal value. If air does not equal nil, we'll just return the air. Okay, now we have our bytes. Use the channels.publish with context method to publish the message to the exchange with the routing key. So this is our key. And this is our channel. Okay, let's see what the signature of this is. So if we do channel.publish with context, context is going to be background. Set mandatory to false. Set immediate to false. In the AMQP publishing struct, you only need to set two fields, the content type and the body to the JSON bytes. Okay, let's go ahead and add all this stuff on new lines so we can make sense of it. So we have to do mandatory. Oh no, exchange, and then key. Then we need false, AMQP publishing struct takes a content type, which is going to be application/JSON, and the body, which is going to be our bytes that we marshaled up above. Now, what does this return? Returns an error. So if error does not equal nil, we will return that. Now, why are you angry? Yes. Otherwise, return nil. Okay, back in the server code, use the publish JSON function to publish a message to the exchange. Use the channel you created. Use the internal routing packages exchange perl direct string for the exchange. Use the internal routing packages pause key string for the routing key. The data to send is the JSON marshaled with the is pause field set to true. Actually, I don't think this needs to go. This doesn't need to go in the go function because none of this is blocking. So let's do AMQP. So pub sub dot publish JSON is our channel. And then it said for the exchange, use exchange perl. It's something from one of these other packages routing. This right here. Exchange perl direct, exchange perl topic. Right? Oh no, pause key. Okay, so we need routing dot exchange perl direct and then routing dot pause key. And then the value is going to be what? The value is going to be internal route, or sorry, routing dot player or playing state is paused true. And are you still? Yeah, there we go. So this can return an error, so we should check that. And we don't want to instantiate or initialize a new error. We just want to reassign. So if error does not equal nil. See this. Unable to publish playing state or pause. Like that. Okay. And then we can do rabbit.sh logs. And then we'll run our code. And what does it say? It says operation basic.publish cannot or cause a channel exception not found. No exchange peril direct in vhost, which is what we expected. So now what they want me to do is they want me to go to the management interface of RabbitMQ, which exists on this port. And I think the pass, oh man, that's a flashbang. Sorry, I should have warned you guys. Guest. Navigate to the exchanges tab. Create a new exchange called Peril Direct with the type direct. Okay, how do we create a new? Do you guys see a create new button on here somewhere? Add new exchange. So we're going to call this Peril Direct. Make it direct. I guess I'll make it durable. Don't auto delete. And it was added right there. Rerun the server. You should see messages get published without any errors. Okay. So let's stop our server. And we didn't see any errors logged. So if we go to RabbitMQ, there it is. Nice. Look at us. We're doing stuff. So I wonder what the difference is between, or what an exchange is. I don't understand that topic. An exchange is a message routing engine, while a queue is a storage buffer. Message routing and distribution, storage and buffering, stateless, never stores messages. Okay, so that's why I use an exchange. Just basically say, publish an event, people can listen to that event, but it's not. Delivers messages to one, multiple, or zero queues. Uses binding and routing keys. Okay. Interesting. It's interesting that it says it's I don't know how true this is. Stateless never stores messages, but it's interesting that when I set up the exchange, I can make it be durable. Very interesting. All right, what should I guess I need to run this now. I'm assuming I should probably run it with the server or success. Okay, RabbitMQ supports several types of exchange, each serving a different routing strategy. So we have direct queues, we have topics, we have a fan out, or we have headers. Okay. In my experience, direct and topic are the most commonly useful in backend pub sub architectures. I rarely have a use for sending all messages to all queues or for routing based on the message headers. Fair enough. Steven uses AI. Oh, the world is going to end. I mean, I use AI quite a bit. I just don't use it. I guess I don't use it the way people say I'm supposed to use it. You know, I use it like for search, and I use it for research, and I use it for like rubber ducking, you know, or like explain this crazy long, complicated log to me. I use it for that sort of stuff, but I don't use it in the let it run my world and life and make all decisions for me and delegate all my agency to it type of use. Hey, you here? Good afternoon, man. Hope you're doing well. All right, I got about 30 minutes left, and then I have to wrap up and go back to work. Okay, which type of exchange will route messages to a queue based on exact match of the routing key? That would be direct. Which type of exchange will route messages to a queue and allow wildcard routing keys? Topics. CD, thanks for hanging out, man. You're doing well? Good, you here. I'm glad you're doing well. Thank you for stopping by the stream, man. I appreciate it. All right, now we're going to create a queue. So we got to go back to the UI. Navigate to the queues tab. Okay. Click add new queue. Name the queue pause test. Wonderful. Because we're just going to use it temporarily to test our serviceability to publish messages. Leave the durability as durable and create the queue. If you screw it up, you can click on the queue, delete it, and try again. I promise I didn't screw it up. Click on the queue, then go to the binding section. Okay, where's your queue? Here. Okay, where's the binding section? Bindings. You'll be able to see that the queue is already bound to the default exchange. Yep, I see that. Add another binding to the Peril Direct exchange. So from exchange Peril Direct, a routing key. Use the exact string of the pause key constant. Okay. Just pause, all lowercase. Pause. I'm on my job. Don't tell my manager. I mean, I think my work is fairly... I mean, if my work told me that I couldn't stream over lunch, I would... I mean, if my work told me I couldn't stream in general, I would listen to that. You know what I mean? Like, I care way more about having a paycheck than I do making content. But for the most part, one of the great things about where I work is, for the most part, they treat us like adults. And so as long as you're behaving responsibly and you're getting your work done and you're being a professional, no one typically gets on your back too much about how exactly you lay out your schedule, you know? which I think that's the right way to be from an employer perspective. But I know oftentimes you have employees who are bad apples who ruin it for everybody. And, you know, that's like the classic saying, every policy that exists because somebody ruined it for the rest of us. It's a family business, but still. Well, that's awesome that you get to work with your family. Or you get to work with I guess it's not your family, but a smaller kind of family-oriented company. Big company, small company, right? There's trade-offs either way, but... Okay, then I gotta click bind. Bind. Okay, now we have 2 bindings. Restart your server to publish a new message to the exchange. If everything worked, you should see a new ready message populate in the queue in the management UI. Okay, let's go ahead and run the... Okay. Yep, something landed in there. How do I see? Yeah, there we go. We have 1 ready. It has not been acknowledged. Cool. It worked. Okay, after selecting the queue, scroll down to the Get Messages tab, click Get Messages to see the message that was published by the server. Okay. Get messages. Yep, there it is. There's our payload. The message should still be in the queue because knack message requeue true will put the message back after showing it to you. Very cool. Run the CLI tests with the queue in existence and the message still in it. Okay. Update the client package to connect to RabbitMQ, similar to the command server package. Use the client welcome function. Oh, break time. That means we have like 1 more good session and then we got to hang it up for the day. I'm curious what's going on in the news, though. Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay leaks ahead of official preview? What? Oh no, the Verge has a paywall. You think this is really a leak, or do you think they purposely did it? I always wonder about that stuff. Like, you see Anthropic's been in the news lately. They're reporting like $65 billion revenue run rate. And I'm like, come on. You can't tell me someone from Anthropic didn't leak that ahead of their planned IPO, right? Fed officials saw need for rate hike if inflation doesn't cool. Well, that sucks. It's definitely a leak. Oh, really? You think like how did it get leaked? I mean, I guess I was thinking that did someone from the company leak it on purpose? Like, did somebody purposely give out the footage? GTA wanted to make trailers on Netflix under a paywall? Huh. That seems like kind of an odd thing to do. What's the benefit of doing that? Oh my goodness. Chinese robot developer Unitree sourced 460% on Blockbuster IPO. Holy shit. A stock going up 460%? That's nuts. Oh my god, dude. These ads are freaking painful. Unitree's robots range in price from roughly $2,900 for the cheapest four-legged model to $160,000 for a top-of-the-line humanoid robot. So for a cool $250,000, you can have your own humanoid robot, I guess. Man, 460% pop. Wish I could go back and put some money in it. Pedal assisted electric bikes. Huh. I didn't hear about this. Also, what do they sell? Also, company. Sell bikes? Huh. So this is Rivian technology in a bike. Interesting. Okay, back to it. Okay, this is the last. I've got about 15 minutes, and then I have to hop. So we'll see what we can get done in that time. Update the client package to connect to RabbitMQ similar to the server. Okay. We can just copy paste then. We're missing one. Missing this one. Although we probably don't need to create the channel, do we? We don't need to publish this. We just need to connect. All right, use the client welcome function in internal game logic to prompt the user for a username. Client welcome, okay. So we do, after we get successfully connected, we say game logic dot client welcome. Declare and bind a transient queue by creating and using a new function in the internal sub package called mine. Declare, I called mine declare and bind with this signature. Okay, so we'll go to the pub sub. And they want us to implement this. Declare and bind. Simple queue type is an enum I made to represent durable or transient. Okay. So we will say const this will be durable and transient. And the type will be simple queue type, like that. Only the first constant. Oh. Now we need to do something with it. What do we need to do with it? Okay, create a new channel on the connection. Great, we can do that. So we say connection equals channel. And we'll say, give me back my AMQP channel and the error. And if error does not equal nil, we'll return nil, nil in the error. Cannot use nil value in return statement. So what do we return? I guess AMQPQ and that. I guess I don't know. I don't know what else I return. Hey, did you know the new Fireship vid? I have not. Let me take a peek. I think I'm subscribed to his channel, but I don't always pay the most attention. Fireship. Oh, I guess I'm not subscribed. Let's see. What's his new video? Conjecture Killer. Is this the one you're talking about? I know nothing about it. The summer math fell to the machines. Huh. No? What's it about? Man, he's got good thumbnails, don't he? The last video I watched on this channel looks like it was 100 seconds of .NET. Yeah, no, I haven't watched it. Obviously, I haven't watched a lot of his videos recently. It's about AI solving math problems human did not. Ooh, interesting. So I did see I don't know if it's the same thing, but I did see, was it OpenAI that published it or somebody published something about their models coming up with some sort of proof. That would have been a couple months ago that I saw the headlines about it. But that's pretty cool. Mathematicians have to be excited about that. No, people who are not mathematicians did it. Yeah, no. That makes sense. But they were using the models, right? The models are the ones that came up with the proofs. Correct? Suhas, does specialization even matter anymore? I think so. Yeah, I think being competent and having knowledge. Yeah, I think it matters for sure. I mean, I think if you go down that rabbit hole of it doesn't matter, then I don't know what you're going to do with your life. I guess you're just going to resign yourself to being dependent on other people for the rest of your life. You know? I don't know. I guess let's follow that train of thought. If specialization doesn't matter, if knowledge doesn't matter, if AI really is capable of doing everything for you, right? It's like, well, then what's the next thing you do, right? Where's that lead you? I don't think it leads you to anywhere productive or useful. Just sit on your hands and wait to be fed and watered by an AI. Doesn't sound like a very interesting life. I personally think it still matters. I could be proven wrong, but I'm afraid of it. I'm not afraid of it at all. I'm not afraid of it at all. Because yesterday I just went out in my yard and I picked up all my dog's shit and I mowed my yard. So it was like, what is AI? What is AI doing for me? I don't know. I don't understand. Fireship is sponsored by Anthropic, by the way. Oh, nice. A lot of people are sponsored by Anthropic, you know. They've got so much money to throw around. I feel like every large tech creator has done a video sponsored by Anthropic. Okay, we need to declare a new queue. Okay, so we'll do AMQPQ maybe. Well, Fireship does shit on Anthropic from time to time. Nice, nice. Oh no, the channel. Q declare. And we got to pass a whole bunch of stuff to it. So we got to do Q type. Auto delete. True. Oh. Auto delete equals if Q type equals transient, then this should be true. Oh, I guess we could just we don't need an if statement. Auto delete. Oh, and then we have is durable. So you've got durable, auto delete, exclusive should be true if Q type is transient. Is exclusive equals Q type transient. There's probably a better way to write all these booleans, but no wait should be false. And this should be nil. Let's make sure I passed all those in the correct order. Durable, auto delete, exclusive, no wait, args nil. Bind the Q to the exchange using Q bind, okay? So if error does not equal nil, let's do the same thing up here. Otherwise, we do AMQPQ. AMQP channel bind Q bind. We pass in name, key, exchange. Oh man, there's a lot of parameters. Like, how does this event change the economy, like in 20 years? I just don't think AI is having much of an effect on the real world. I mean, it's got a ton of hype on it, and I think it's having a meaningful impact when it comes to the way people do software engineering, but I'm sorry, man. I don't, like, when I talk to other, like, my stepdad is a quality manager at Leggett and Platt, where they make bedding. He's in manufacturing. My mom works in the medical field in the administration side. My sister is a director of a organization that does advocacy for troubled youth. My brother is in ministry. My father-in-law is in tech sales. My mother-in-law is in quality assurance in the healthcare field. My other mother-in-law is a nurse. And when I talk to all these people in my life that are in disparate fields, doing different jobs, none of them are talking about AI in their personal life or in their professional lives. It's not what people are portraying it online to be. Like, can it be useful? Can it be powerful? But like, it's not, like, none of those people in my life are coming to me and saying, man, AI is making all the only person that I've ever heard that from is from other people who work in technology. That's the only other people I've heard hype or even discuss generative AI in general. For most people, it's a party trick. If it's a novelty, they use it to write text messages and emails. It's just, maybe I'm too bearish on it, but I just don't see the evidence. Art community, video development, or I mean, I'm sure some people use it in their content creation, but again, it's like if you ask the question of like, how does it impact the economy, I don't see it. Like, the only place I see it is in the stock market, and that's there's eventually gonna be a correction, right? Where things are gonna eventually be repriced at some point, but like, I don't know. Oh shit, it's 3 o'clock. All right, well, my lunchtime stream is officially over. I appreciate all of you who stopped by and said hello. I promise eventually I'm gonna get back to a regular schedule at some point. But yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by. I don't know how much more of this I'll do on stream. I'll probably finish this course today. I'm kind of, to be honest, I'm having a ton of fun doing boot.dev, but I'm kind of ready to be done with it. So I'm speed running my way to level 100 as quickly as I can. So when I see you tomorrow, we might be doing something different on stream. So hope you're having a great.
Bye bye. Have a good one.
Yes. See you, Sir Bumble. I hope you guys are having a great Wednesday. And if it's already Thursday for you, I hope you're having a great Thursday. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye, Sue. Bye, Sir Bumble. Bye, Block. Bye. See you guys.